Okay, students. Good evening. Students who are in the online, am I audible? Online students, am I audible? Okay. Now let's move to the further. What is the thread? Answer. Flow of? Yes. What is the purpose of thread? To perform the operation whose logic is defined in the form of function or method. Function or method. Okay. Now, how many types of applications yesterday I said? 2. Process-based, thread-based. Process-based and thread-based. C++ comes under what? Process-based. Python comes under thread-based. By default, how many threads are there in the Python program? 1 thread. By default, how many threads? Programmatically, how many threads? 2 threads. One is main thread. Others are subthreads. Maybe 1 subthread or more than 1 subthread. Yesterday you have seen, right? Well, now I'm going to, and yesterday's class I said process-based applications and thread-based application. Which one is lightweight threads? Thread-based applications are lightweight components, they are called. Okay, students. Now I'm going to move to the further discussion. And today I'm going to introduce the very important discussion. So I'll go forward. So now saying here, module name required for developing, module name required for developing which applications? Thread-based applications. Module name required for developing thread-based applications. Now I'm going to discuss. Okay, students? Now, yesterday, I almost used import threading like that. Okay, now see, and of course, we have seen so many models and we know how to use it, how to import it, how to use the function names and all we know. So by keeping all those things in the mind, we are entering into the further and we start discussing it. So the module name for developing thread-based applications is, come on, the module name for developing thread-based applications is threading. Are you following now? Threading. What is the module name for developing thread-based applications? Threading. Why last bench always? Why don't you sit here? Okay, sit down, no issue. Right? Don't try to go to last. Sit in the front. Huh? Right. So, threading. Now I am going to introduce threading module contains what things I want to write it. So threading module contains, what is the definition of module, you tell me? Forget, huh? Order lo cheppali. Order lo vinali nenu. I should listen in order. What is the module name? Threading. Variable names, function names, class names. Okay, no? Good. First, I start with functions names. Function names in where? Threading module. Function names in where? Threading module. First, I will discuss. Under that, I will discuss. First, function names I will discuss. Later, I will write it. Class names, I will write it. Class names. Class names, I will write it. Under that, what is the first class name? Class name 1. What is the class name? Thread. Another class name is also there, student. That is not today's class lecture at all. Tomorrow's class lecture. That is called a lock class. What is the class name? A lock class. That is not today's lecture. I'll keep it that. Class name 1 is called thread. Class name 2 is called a lock. Sir, there are some attribute names are also there. There are some attribute names are also there. What are those attribute names? I am writing there. Attribute names. Attribute names. What are the attribute names? There is only one attribute is there called what? A name. Only name. I will explain that one by one. Right now, don't worry about the attribute names. Shall I start? Fine. And what is this module here? So how can I use it in my Python program? Import threading. Import. All right. In the threading module, there are two functions are there, students. Number one is called what? Current underscore thread. Spell out. Second function is there, that is called active underscore count. Active underscore count. By looking at it, you can understand. Online students, please respond to all of you. Current thread. What is the purpose of it? Easy. This function is used for obtaining what? Name of the thread. Obtaining the name of the thread. That can be either subthread or default thread, whatever it is. Yesterday you have seen about main thread, you have seen, as well as what? Subthread you have seen. How to write it, sir? Let us see the current thread example I will take. Yesterday I said, once again today, I will show you. Look at that. See that. Now I am taking program for obtaining. Yesterday only I said default thread. What is that name? Main thread. Main thread I am writing it. What I am writing? Come on now. Current thread example1.py. Tell me. Simple. Import threading. As a T, etc. You can give your own alias name, no issue. And what is this now? T is equal to threading dot current underscore thread. Threading dot current underscore thread. What I will write it? Print of thread name. Which name? Default name. I'll print it just T. I will print. Just to see what is the output of it. What is this will give you? Yesterday we have seen just a little bit like a promo. So go to this thread, students. I am taking that. Inside of it, now I am writing current thread example. Go to the command prompt, D:. Now I am going to say Python 4 p.m. There I am going to take it threads. Now I am going threads. What is that? Okay. So 6 p.m. So CD threads. So there you will try to write it. PY. Now see that. What is printed? Here that there is a main thread, and what is this ID? Like a transaction ID, like a thread ID. If I run it, again different ID will come. Not the same ID. When the PVM starts, memory management, it will give some ID for that thread creation. So to get this name, easy students, to get this name, actually, yesterday, I straightforward written what? Name. See that name, what is printed? Main thread. Actually, that name, how that name is coming, I will tell you. T dot, actually, if you look at that, main thread, this is called what? Looking like a class. Feel that it is a class. Now, this T is called what? Object. Of which type? Thread class type. You know, because it's a tricky part. Of course, it is very easy, not a difficult for you. In thread class, what is there? What is the definition of class? A class is a collection of instance data member, class level data member, instance methods, class level methods, static methods, constructors, destructor. You know this, right? In this, one function, one method is there. What is that method name? Of course, a lot of methods are there. One of the method I will write it. 5 some methods are there. One method I will write, students. What is that method name? You take it. Get name. Just to speak out. Get name. Get name is what method? Instance method in which class? thread class. What this function is going to give you? This function is used for obtaining name of the thread. Obtaining name of the thread. Obtaining name of the thread. So what is the syntax here? What is the syntax here? Thread object dot thread obj dot, come on ma, get name, which will give you, what is that? Obj. What is that obj? str obj will come. That name of the thread will come in str format. Getting or not? Now you go to the place, here I am writing, in my program, I'll write t dot, what is this function name? Get name. Will give you t name, I will write it. T name, I will get it. You will get the answer. You will get the answer, but you will get one deprecation error will come. Deprecation error. Have you heard about deprecation in my class? Where? ఎక్కడో విన్నాం సార్, మరి మొత్తం మీద ఎక్కడో తెలియదు కానీ ఎక్కడైతే విన్నాము ఒకసారి. ఎక్కడో తెలియదు, ఎక్కడో చూసాం అట్లా, ఎక్కడ చూసామో గుర్తులేదు, అంతే కదా? కరెక్ట్ నా? టెల్ మీ వేర్. We explained in reloading module time. IMP module deprecated on the name of import lib. మీ గుర్తుండవు, గుర్తులేని వాళ్ళను నా భాషలో ఏమంటారంటే గజనీస్ అంటారు. 6 PM go to that modules. Where is that modules? Modules, reloading module. In this reloading module, I said to you, read out here. To reload a module in Python, we use a function called reload, which is present in IMP module, and it is deprecated in the favor of import lib module. IMP.reload, import lib.reload. I use what? Recommended. Explain. Now you connected me. You are remembering. That means knowledge is there here, but it is not coming here. Why? It is not working in the brain, not circulating in the brain. That's why subject flow is not there. It is there here, but what is not there? Flow is not there. Understood? That's why if you read daily, automatic flow will come. If you don't speak, what will happen? Nothing will come. That's why students, read well. T name, this get name function deprecated. Deprecation means it is changed. Instead of function, they said what? It is deprecated in the favor of the attribute called what? Name. Instead of writing t dot what name? Get a name. You write today onwards. T dot just you write what? Name. That's all. It is a just attribute. It was a method. Execute it and see that error message. All of you, see my dear students, please read out. Deprecation warning. Get name is deprecated. Get the name attribute. Get the name attribute instead. Instead of this, use what? So answer came, but deprecation warning is coming. Warning is coming. I'm going in a vehicle. In dashboard, it is showing that low fuel. Low fuel. Will I go now? Well, one moment it will stop or not? Why that warning is coming? Please rectify. Please rectify. So go to that. I say what my program will do. Don't use it. I say here what? Not recommended. Recommended. Because, tell me, because get name is deprecated on the name of what? Name attribute. That's why name attribute is also one of the variable name in Python. Simply do what? Please tell me, students. T name is equal to t dot name. You print that t name. What is this name? Default thread name, comma what? T name. You execute it. This much story is there behind. Are you following me? Now, if I combine my entire thing, if I am so serious about my example, what can I do? Tell me now. Take the same wording, see the substitution process. Name is equal to what? T. In place of T, what is the T equivalent? Can I substitute in this place? What it is becoming yesterday, you understood today? Threading dot current thread will give you thread object or not? From there, what are you getting? That's all. You are printing that. That's all. See that now? Execute it. Am I getting the name or not? Easy or difficult? Easy. Now, did you understand the attribute name and this function name? Students in online, this function is used for obtaining the name of the thread. How do you apply, ma? Syntax, please. Pandi. What is this now? What is this now? Thread obj is equal to threading dot current underscore thread of. If we want, T name is equal to thread obj dot, what is the function name? Get name. Or you can also write it as T name is equal to what can I say? Say now. Name I can say. Name. I say what now here? Name I can say. Are you following me? This is comes under what? Current thread description. And this is the program related to current thread. Are you okay? Now, next, online students, did you understand this example? Everybody must understand. Only girls are responding. One boy is responding. Sushma, Naresh, Sureka, Prajwala, Sagatika, Faziana, Vinay Kumar. Only few people are responding. Now, Aniket. Now after I say Josna, yes. When I say, then they are responding. So, like that. See, you are sitting quiet and calm and listening. Daily, I am only speaking like anything. But when I am asking, you are not speaking. Problem, huh? Lazy, huh? Then what is the problem? Why don't you speak now? When the subject is increasing, coming to ending stage, we should have a lot of patience to answer it. Now come to the point, active count. What is an active count? This function is used for, tell me, this function is used for obtaining number of threads which are under execution. This function is used for obtaining number of threads which are under execution. How do you write it now? Come on, syntax. Number of threads. Like variable name is equal to, come on, threading dot active underscore count of, right? This variable name here, variable name is of type str. ఎవరు చెప్పింది STR చెప్పింది ఎవరు ఇప్పుడు? Correct. Wrong answer. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4 will come. Sit down. Okay, no issue. And what is count will come? Count will give you what? 1, 2, 3 like that. What is 1, 2, 3, etc.? Int. Okay, careful. Is of type int. Because in interview, suddenly if we say that will not come back now, they won't ask you how much bother sound you are keeping. They don't expect. How carefully will answer, that is matters. Correct or not? Keep it carefully, answer it. Count will give you what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Think about it. It will give you what type? Int type. Okay. Now I'll go for the example for it. Example. Let us go to the example. Here I will take it. Here I am writing same thing. I'll write it. Program for finding number of threads in the program. Default threads. How do you write it? print number of threads active. By default, number of threads active. By default, number of threads active. Number of threads active is equal to comma what? Come on. Threading dot active underscore count. Active underscore count. I will print the name of the thread also. Default name of thread. Default name of thread, comma. Come on. Threading dot current underscore what? Thread of. Current underscore thread of dot. That's all. So active count example dot py. Active count example dot py. So carefully understand, guys. Print it. Import, good. Import also you should do. Import what? Threading. Import threading. I'll execute it. Say py. Say here. Going to say default name of the thread, main thread. Default number of threads. Active threads are what? Number of threads active is called what? 1. Did you understand this? So one thread only by default available. Hence it indicates how many threads are there by default? One thread is there. This is a default environment. Now programmatically, how many threads are there? More number of threads are there. How to create our own threads? Now I'm going to enter. These are the two functions are present in where? Threading module. Now I am coming to where? Class name 1. In which class? Right. Now what is the use of thread class? First of all, tell me. The purpose of thread class is to create subthreads. The purpose of list class is to organize same values, different values, unique values, duplicate values with a mutability. That is the list purpose. Tuple purpose is what? Same type, different type, all the types with immutability. Like that, every class will have the purpose or not? What is the purpose of it? I'll write it. The purpose of, here only I'll write, students. The purpose of which class, ma? Thread class is that to create what? Subthreads. To create subthreads. To create subthreads. Why to create subthreads? To execute my operations concurrently. For performing the operations concurrently. For performing the operations concurrently. Are you following me? How to create it? How to create it? Thread off. Now I am writing. How to create the subthreads? Only class cannot do anything. We use object, you have to create it. You know, class purpose is it will give you formula, specification. Without class, we cannot create object. Compulsory, we have to create what? Class. After that, you have to go for what? Object. Tell me, what is that now? First constructor I am going to create. Class name. You know already, students. Class name test. Class name test. DEF, what is there? Underscore init, underscore of something. Now we are doing what? T is equal to what? Test of. We'll say something here. Is it not calling the constructor? What is the class name here? What is this, ma? Object creation. Object creation calls what? Constructor. That too parameterized constructor. Similarly, you see thread of. No, tell me. Or tell of what? Target, comma, what? Arcs. I will talk about the syntax. Yesterday's class, I will open, students, for 1 minute. For 1 minute, I will open it. Go to the play, students. Threads here. Under that notes, there I am talking about program I will take. Yesterday's class, you take it. Threads example 1. You see, Yesterday's class, if you remember it, create 3 subthreads. Did you understand? What is T1? Variable name is equal to threading dot thread of. Each thread is targeted with some function or not. As we learned conceptually, every thread is meant for executing some operation whose logic defined in function or method. But today, I defined hello function, hi function, welcome function. The T1 thread is created. The T1 thread is created by targeting to execute which function? Hello function. T2 thread is created by targeting which function? Hi. T3 is an object which is targeted to create which function? Welcome function. So every thread will have a target of function to execute. To that function, I'll pass some parameters. That's why what is required? Args also required. Let me open one more example that we did yesterday. And it doesn't mean that I remember yesterday's example. No, today I'm creating. Variable name is equal to threading dot thread. Target is equal to squares. What is the parameter taking? So the thread will carry these values to this function. The thread will carry these values to this function. Ultimately, squares function will execute this result. If I don't write args here like that, it cannot carry the value. You will get a type error. Why? It is taking the parameter and you are not passing the parameter. It is which error? Type error. Are you getting my point? Now, students, I hope that you remembered. Now go to this place. What is the syntax here? Tell me. Thread obj is equal to threading dot. Come on, mom. Thread of target is equal to function name or what? Method name, comma, args is equal to list of values. List of values, comma, I need to say. Are you following me? Comma. List of values means don't think that list. It is in the form of what you are passing? Tuple you are passing. Syntax. You are passing in the form of what? Tuple. This is a closing bracket for this one. Are you following me? Tell me. I am writing now. This function, this is used for this statement. This is used for, or this function is used for. Actually, it is not a function. It is called what? Constructor. Simple, mom. T1 is equal to test of. T1 is equal to test of. మనం ఏం చెప్తున్నాం ఇక్కడ? What is thread? Class. T1 is equal to what I am saying, ma? Thread of. What I am passing? Target and args. Is it not parameterized constructor? Is it not parameterized constructor calling? It is also parameterized constructor. That's why this constructor is used for. This constructor is used for creating subthread, and initializing the target function, which is executed by what? Which is executed by which thread? Subthread, and takes parameters in the form of what? In the form of args. You are carrying the parameters in the form of what? Args. If the function takes values, you write it. If it is not taking parameters, don't write what? Args. I hope you are following me. So, example, if you want, one small line I will write it. T1 is equal to threading dot, what I am writing? Thread of target is equal to, I am writing here squares, comma, args is equal to, I can write 10, 20, 30, 40, comma, I am writing like that. Are you following me? So here I am writing, comma, I am writing. Are you okay? Close. Target is equal to squares, args is equal to, I am writing comma here. Are you able to get me? What is this now? List only, but we are passing comma here. This entire list I am passing in the form of a tuple. Getting one more thing, I'll write it now. T2 is equal to what is this? Threading dot thread of target is equal to something like welcome. That's all. I am not writing what? Arcs I am not writing. Arcs I am not writing. Target is equal to. Target is equal to I am writing. Welcome I am writing it. That's all. Here T1 and T2 are called what? T1 and T2 are called objects and are objects of which class? Thread class. That are called what? Subthreads. What they are? Subthreads. Able to follow me? Well, students. And whose name? And whose default names? Come on. Whose default names? Thread -1 and thread -2. Thread -2. Already you have seen now? Right. Can I give my own name to that? You can give. First of all, are you okay with this explanation? So here you understood, I hope so, this T1 and T2. Example also you got it. Now done. Now what is this now? Get name. Get name you got it. So this is what I am taking second. And one more thing I will take it. 3. 3. What is this 3? Opposite to get name I will take it. What is the get name opposite? Set name. Loud. Set name, get name will give you obtaining the name of the thread. Set name you tell me without my help, which will set the value, which will set the instance method. I will write it. This function is used for setting the value to the subthread, setting the value to the subthread, setting the value or name to the subthread. It is called what? Programmer defined name. I will show you that. Don't worry. Programmer defined name. I am writing it. Programmer defined name. I am going to write it. So let us take the example. And one more thing is, as I said that it is a deprecated, set name is also deprecated. How it is? Syntax I said already, students. strobj is equal to what is that I said, ma? Dot what? Name. You can write either this way, you can write, or what? Like this. What is the syntax I am writing? See. What is that syntax? Yeah, thread obj dot what name? Set name of which data I will write it? str data. In place of that, you can also write it the deprecation. I'll show the example, student. Don't feel difficulty. Thread obj dot name is equal to which one? str data. This is for what? Getting the name. This is for what? Setting the name. Are you following me? This is for setting the name. This is for getting the name. Are you following this? Right. Careful. Now I am going to give you the clarity on this area. Now students, careful. Now I am going to write it. So write your phone numbers in that. What the paper is given. So we gave the paper to you. You write the phone numbers in that. That's for NASCAM registration process. They will send one video for you to see the NASCAM video process. In Google Drive, they will keep. And all of you write NASCAM. Okay now? So, will you write? Anybody don't want to write? Everybody having interest. NASCAM certification is Ministry of IT Education is giving. NASCAM means what? General body for all MNCs. But only doubt is, sir, will I able to write or not? Because capacity is not there. Will I am able to capable or not? Any such doubts? Frankly tell me. Why that doubt will come? Not reading the notes. Definitely that doubt is there. 50% people will have the doubt. Do you have that doubt? If any such doubts are there, come after the class. I'll tell you something in your ears and you will qualify. Because as a faculty, I cannot tell in the speaker. But for online students, immediately they will get a doubt. Vinay Kumar is asking. Sir, for online students. Okay, openly I am saying, if you are having such a fear of what? Whether I am capable of writing or not. If I had such fear is there, I'll keep some questions in the Google Drive class. Will you prepare only that? How many questions I'll keep? 35. 35 questions I'll keep. Will you prepare it? Or if you don't prepare, A, B, C, D, answer also you'll give A, first question A, second question B, third question C, fourth question D. Will you remember that? Go to exam as it is. Actually, I should not tell that, but I said it's my headache. Because you have to pass. 2,000 fees will come back to you. And you'll get 600 fees back. Out of 4,000, 2,600 will come back to you. 1,400. One shirt is also 2,000 rupees you will buy. See that. See the situation. When I was joined in engineering college in Hyderabad, only 4 engineering colleges are there. 4 and 4A. Only 4. Now engineering colleges, how many? 530 colleges are there. Like private travels. Come on, join. Like private travels. What students? Shall I keep the questions? Huh? So, okay, Vinay Kumar, I'm asking about registration, sir, but not about exam. You won't write, Vinay Kumar, you won't write exam, huh? Will I write exam or not? Registration process will be sending. I will tell to online students. The technical team, I will tell them, because our back office people will contact you and you do the registration process. Suppose if you have a doubt of registration, go to lab. Our students are already mentors. That is one thing is go to lab. Our lab is there. Go there. Our people are there. One student go, 6 people will be around you. Someone sit in the chair. You look at the screen. They will tell A, B, like that. Actually, I should not tell. First time I am opening my mouth like that. Actually, I am very sincere. But if I say like that, myself is leaving everything and I am telling to you. Shall I move forward? Right. Now, come students. All of you write exam. All of you write exam and do that. And why that questions I am giving? Because I gave a lot of question database to the NASCAM. From our side, we gave a lot of things. And you can understand. Okay. Now come to the point. Set name. Set name and then get name. These 3 things I will explain now. Go to the place. Now do it. So after seeing these many, still if you don't write, problem. Still if you are not confident. Sir is giving some question whether they will come or not. You will get a doubt. You have that doubt because you learipon doubt say, tika doubt say mega. Now they'll say you'll get lot of doubts like that because Hindi students will not understand. Come to lab. Our Indian Army ready. Shoot you. And you'll go with so angrily to the 4th floor lab and you'll fear go. And while coming, you will come with a smile. Gold certificate will come. Online, immediate exam. Congratulations. You'll get some flowers. In the exam, when it is finished, when you qualify, in the certificate, it's coming now. In Gmail, on your birthday, what is the date you gave? On your birthday, some flowers like some symbols will come or not. Like that, when you qualify, you'll get flowers. And you'll feel these flowers don't give me, you give to my sir. Like that. Okay, students. It is much excitement when sir is saying this. Okay, anyhow, program for, because you will listen this type of things very easy, very seriously. Why? These are useless things. Helping the exam to the student is useless thing actually. If you write on your own, you will feel as I am strong. If I help you in writing exam, will you feel you are stronger? That's why students do that. Read well. Program for come on, creating program for creating subthread, comma, set name and get name of the threads. Name of the threads. Come on now. What I do? Main program I will write. Careful. Tell me now. Create subthread. How do you create? T1 is equal T1 is equal to threading dot thread of target is equal to welcome. Welcome. What is welcome? What is welcome? Function name. Args is equal to target is equal to welcome. This is called what I am writing, row sum, comma I am writing it. What is T1 is called? Subthread. Here I am writing create subthread. What is T1? Subthread name. What is its name? Right. Now I'll write it. Definition of the function. DE of, come on, welcome of something like, val. Something like what? Val. Now I am saying there, what is this? Good evening, I will say. A message I am saying, welcoming. Dot format of what? Well, I will write it before. Here I will write before name of the thread. Name of the subthread. I will write it is equal to, how do I write it? Threading dot, already done. Current underscore thread dot, come on, name. Okay, name. I hope you are following. You try to execute more. This is thread T1 is created, right or not? Fine. My dear students, print of name of, any friends are missing, you write their names also, numbers also, so that they will also get the message. Name of subthread is equal to comma T1 dot what? Come on, get name. Actually, definitely you are getting what? Some sort of deprecation message will come. See, only thread is created, only name is printing. It won't go here. Why it won't go there? I will create. Now I am writing subthread creation example1.py. Subthread creation example1.py. Go to that. Here. Out of that. Py. What is that? Okay. Close the bracket. Import threading. See that. What is happening? Deprecation warning message is coming. One is get name is deprecated. Use what? Okay. So in place of that, I will write what now? Name. Name attribute. See students. Now you got the name. What is that name? Name of the subthread. Thread 1 only. But what is this? Targeted to welcome. But it is not dispatched. It is just created. Now I need to send or not? How do you send the thread from main program to this place? Start function. Now I am writing dispatch or send the subthread to whom? Targeted function. How do you do that? T1 dot start. Start is one of the instance function in which class? Thread class. That is what I am about to write it. Fourth function, that only I am going to write it. Fourth function is called what? Start. I'll come to that. Let me finish my execution. When I say start, it will go to welcome function. Good evening, Rosam, and this message will print. Observe it now. Execute it. Name of the subthread in the main program. Name of the subthread in function. Good evening, Rosam. If you still get some difficulty there, I'll show you this. This process I will show you. Or otherwise, I'll write it now here. You see and the end of it. At the end of it, you see, write it here, and see the answer now. See this main thread, right or not? Main program. This is within the function. Still, if you have name of the subthread, in which function? Welcome function. And this is the name of the thread in which program? Main program. Main program. So, see the answer now. Name of the subthread in main program. Name of the subthread in welcome function. Both of them are thread one only. Now I want to give my own name. How to give your own name, students? T1 dot, come on, set name. Here I will not write. Here I will write T1 dot set name of something like Rosam or something like, something like some name I will write here. Rajesh is the name of the thread. Some name I said. After that, you see what the name is printed. After setting, it will go to this place. There it is printing Rajesh. And before setting, name of the subthread in main program, before setting, after you want, you can print it. No issue. After setting, you see the answer now. See the answer now. Before setting, where? Before setting, deprecation is coming. Before setting, thread 1. After setting, Rajesh. In the function, Rajesh. This message you see. What is the deprecation? Set name is deprecated. Use what? Name. So go to that. In place of set name, you use what? T1 dot name is equal to Rajesh. Are you following? So, not recommended. Not recommended. Okay, not recommended. So, recommended to use it. Recommended to use it. Recommended to use. Why not recommended? Because set name is deprecated on the name, on what? On which attribute? Name attribute. Name attribute. I hope you are following. Go to the place. See the answer now. Name of the subthread in main program before setting subthread thread 1. Name of the subthread in main program after setting Rajesh. Name of the subthread in welcome function Rajesh. Rosam, good evening. Are you following me? How many threads are there here? 2 threads are there. One is what? Main thread. One more is subthread. I'll show the count also for you. Students in online, did you understand this set name, get name, and then thread creation? Students, spell out now. Come to which function? Start. When I don't say start here, will you get the message? No, you are getting only before the main, after setting, before setting. It is not going to welcoming function there. So, start function is used for dispatching which one? This function is used for dispatching. Oh, which threads? Subthreads to the targeted function for performing operation. So this is what I am going to say. For performing the operation. Are you following me? What is the syntax here? Set obj dot start. Thread obj dot. Start I am going to say. Getting or not? Easier? Now, this is about start function. How many functions here? Thread of, get name, set name, start. Very good. Now, fifth function I am going to talk about it. Very, very important function, join. Of course, join function not necessary, but you have to apply very intelligently. Okay. Now, see students, actually, there are two threads are there. T1 is there, T2 is there, T3 is there, T4 is there. Somebody asked me, this you said start function and T1 went to some place. T2 dot start you said, it also went to some place. T3 dot start, it also went to some place. T4 dot start also, it also went to some other function. 4 functions are executed. Those 4 functions are executed by 4 subthreads. Who is the parent of all those subthreads? Main thread. So main thread has to leave the main memory. Main thread has to wait until subthreads will complete. Main thread has to wait until subthread will complete. Correct or not? So I'm going to conclude my sentence. When I dispatch multiple subthreads to execute the targeted function, main thread has to wait until my subthreads will join with the main thread. When you take your kids to the shopping, six kids you have, you went to the shopping mall for buying the festival dress. That's why Python learn very well. You went there. 6 people went to 6 shopping malls. And will you wait there or you will come to home? You will wait until what will complete? What will complete? Shopping will complete. As a parent, if you come to home, what will become? They become orphans. Even in Java, orphan threads are there. Orphan threads means what? Monitor less kind of threads are called orphan threads. Output cannot be predetermined. That's why every subthread is decided by what? Main thread. For deciding the main thread status, subthread is supposed to join with the main thread. And the main thread is supposed to wait until who will complete. So main thread has to join with whom? Subthreads. That's why subthread dot join, subthread dot join, subthread dot join. If you have 100 subthreads, you have to call join, join, join. That is the recommended process. And one more advantage is also there. Suppose you started 4 threads. You did not join it. 4 threads will complete in different span of times. 4 different threads has completed in 4 different spans of times. First time T1 completed, hand over to garbage collector. Next time T2 completed, hand over to garbage collector. 4 different threads hand over to the garbage collector 4 different times. Is it not waste of time? What main thread is planning? Let them join as a single unit. Join them as single unit. At once you hand over it. Which one is easier? One by one handovering is better. All at once handovering is better. That's why joining is required. Students in the online, did you understand, students? I am writing this function is used for joining the subthreads. Joining the subthreads after the completion of subthreads execution. Subthreads execution with which thread? Main thread. With the main thread. Are you following me? With the main thread. Did you understand? Syntax. What is the syntax here? Thread object. Thread obj 1 dot join. Thread obj 1 dot join. Thread obj 2 dot join. Next is called like that. I will go for using n number of subthreads. I will join it. So I'll write it now. Subthread obj 2 dot join. Following one. Is it understandable, guys? Dot join. Subthread obj n dot what? Join. This is the subject of it. Understand? Well, now I will show the example of this thing. Let me cover one more function, last function. What is the function name? Is alive. Come on. The name itself says live means what? Under execution. Not in execution means what? It's a dead. It is executing. Is it live? Yes. Yes means true. Not executing. Is it live? No. No means what? So is alive returns either true or when it is returning true, when the thread is under execution. When it returns false, not in execution. I'll show you. This function is used for determining the execution status. Determining the execution status of subthreads. Execution status of subthreads. This function returns true provided subthread is under execution. This function returns false. Come on, false, provided the subthread is not under execution. Are you following me? Is under execution, is under this. Are you okay? Now, coming to this area, now I will write it. Class name to lock, I will take it. Class name to lock. I will talk about that. Right now, don't worry about this class name to lock. This I will explain in tomorrow class. Right now, I'm not talking because in the beginning only I said lock class is separate. Synchronization mechanism I will explain. Right now, don't expect it. Now I am entering into the is alive mechanism I am going to tell you. Let us take the same process here. Look at same example you come once. Careful. Same example I will take it. Is alive also I will add it. Now I am going to write it. Take care. Here I am going to write it. Subthread creation example2.py, set name, get name, etc. Now I am writing here what? Execution status and what also? Join. Okay, done. Rajesh, done. Now I am asking T1 dot before program setting. This I am not writing today. Setting also I am not doing. This also I am not talking. Also not talking. This one. Print. What is this? Execution status of what? Subthread. Execution status of subthread before start is equal to tell me mom. T1 dot is underscore alive. What is an answer? False. Only created, na? What is that? False. After start, what is that? What is it? After start, what is that? After start, After start, what it will print? True. Just observe it. Execute subthread creation, execution status, execstatus, execution 1, subthread execution status. See that. Go to that. I'm showing one program, one examples. I'll tell you again. Come to the point. See that now. What is the first one? When it is started, true. Who is completed? Who completed? Subthread is completed. After subthread completion, what is the status? Before start, what is the status? Started. After completion, how do you show false? Now I have to tell 17th line. I have to say T1 dot join. What is the meaning of it? Line number 17. Your main thread will wait until who will complete and join. Yes. Now I will write it here. Execution status of what? Subthread after completion. After completion is equal to T1 dot. What is this now? False. Join. See the answer. What is the last? Before start. After start. After completion. Is it not more than enough to find the track of the thread status? Moreover, one more time, for your understanding purpose, time dot sleep of some 10 seconds. It is enter inside of it. It will come out of it. Now, sleep off, comma what? Time. Meantime, I will print students, print of, what is this now? Number of threads, number of threads, number of threads in this program, in this program, in this program, during execution is equal to, tell me, threading dot, active underscore count of. Same thing I will write here. Number of threads in this program. Number of threads in this program. Before subthreads. Before subthreads. Here I am writing print of name of which one? Name of main thread is equal to threading dot current underscore thread dot name. This is a total description I am saying internally what is happening, guys. If you understand, there is a more meaning, mom. If you understand, there is a more meaning is there. It's a number of active threads, active count here, and a number of threads, active count after joining. Okay, that's finished. I'll write it. Please execute. See that carefully. Only one bracket. See, students. Please look at name of the main thread. First one. Next what? This one. And the name of the subthread welcome. It is executing. Waiting. What is the thread here? 2. 1 only. Before 1, but 2 is not showing. I'll show you that. Wait. I will start before joining. I'll call it. Active count I will write. This I will write it. Before 1 minute. Copy. Here I will write it. This place I will show you. During execution. After subthreads completion. After subthreads completion. Okay. See. Total process I am showing. See ma, first one. How many? 2. Main thread 1, subthread 1. Now later. Status first false, next true. Later. See ma. Number of threads after completion 1. So execution status of subthread after completion false. Clearly, are you getting this? So this is comes under all these functions with explanation. Shall I go to the next? Now, how many ways are there to develop my threads? You observe it. Just to see. This is one approach. Now I am going to introduce the approaches now. You look at, this is one approach is already covered in this example only. But I want to say separately here. Shall we write now? Open the notes. All of you. First, it must be clear. This module name must be clear. Module name required for thread-based applications must be clear. So, save it. Write down. Develop a thread-based application. Develop a thread-based application. Develop a thread-based application. Develop a thread-based application which will develop a thread-based application which will generate 1 to n numbers after each and every second. 1 to n numbers after each and every second. After each and every second. Are you following me? After each and every second, we want to display by using threads. So tell me, understand the question. Who will generate the 1 to 10 numbers after each and every second? Thread. So how do you create a thread? T1 is equal to threading dot thread. Target is equal to what? Function name. So before creating subthread, I have to define one function or not? So which one I am developing? Functional approach I am using here. That I am going to introduce today. What I am introducing now? Careful. Number of approaches. I'll write the code. 1 minute you wait. Let me keep the heading. Number of approaches. Number of approaches to develop which applications? Thread-based applications. Number of applications to develop thread-based applications. There I am going to talk about it. See students, number of applications to develop thread-based applications. In Python programming, we have two approaches to develop which applications? To develop thread-based applications. Thread-based applications. They are number one. Come on. By using functional programming. By using functional programming. Second one, by using object-oriented programming. By using object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming. By using functional programming. By using object-oriented programming. First, I want to go for dealing with what? Functional programming. First one, by using functional programming. Here I am going to write it, functional programming. There I am going to take up. What are the steps in that? Very, very easily. Whatever we have done already, that are only going to be comes under step number 1, step number 2, etc. Step number 1 I will take up. Just observe it. Here you observe it. What is the first step? Chapandi. Import threading. Second one, define a function. Third step, create a subthread. Create a subthread. Next, do what? That's all. That's all. Complete demo. Paper completed. Okay. Okay. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to this. So, first what is done? Import threading. So, import threading. Define what? Function. Later create what? Subthread. Do what? These are the minimum things. So, I'll write it. First step. Come on. Import threading module. And other modules, if required. Correct or not? If required, you do it. But compulsory what? Threading. Step number 2. Step number 2. What is the step number 2? Come on. Define a function. Define a function. Define a function with operational logic. With operational logic. Yes, defined. I defined one simple function welcome with my own sample logic. Later compulsory I have to create what? Thread. Step number 3. Step number 3. What is this now? Create subthread. Create subthread or subthreads. By targeting to the programmer defined function. By targeting the function. By targeting the defined function. By targeting the defined function. Are you following? Okay. Step number 4. What is the step number 4? Dispatch. Dispatch what? Subthreads. Dispatch the subthreads. Dispatch the subthread. For executing what function? Targeted function. For executing the targeted function. Already you mentioned the target function or not? These are the steps. Every time when you are defining, I will follow the same thing. When you come to object-oriented programming, again steps are going to come. That I will explain again. Again in the sense after this example is over. Same thing I will show you by using object-oriented also. By using object-oriented. By using Object oriented, I will say. By using object oriented. First one is common, ma. Second, third, you don't worry. First one is common there also. Let's go to our question now. What is our question, please? Come on. Go to where? Program for generating 1 to n numbers after each and every second. Each and every second. Okay, come on. Import threading, comma, time also. Because each and every second means I need to take it. Okay, students. Come on. Generate of what? N. N. And different ways I will show you guys. I will say if n less than or equal to 0, say what now? What input? Invalid input. Invalid input. Dot format of what? N. L same, logic is same, only syntax is different. Any program you can write using threads if your requirement is threading. Today we are learning syntaxes and module, that's all. Coding, everything is same. Tell me now. Print of numbers within. Numbers within. Dot format of what? N. Print of what I am writing? Like this. Now I am writing. Carefully writing here. Done. There I am writing. Come on. For I in range of 1, comma n plus 1. Print of what? Backslash t. Value of I is equal to dot format of I. Next I will write a time dot sleep of 1 second. 1 second. That's all. If I execute my program, see number generation functional example1.py. Save this. See students. Done. Out of that, no output will come. Why no output will come? There is no threading. There is no threading. Now see that main program I will do it. Come on, create immediately. T1 is equal to threading dot thread of target is equal to what is my function? Generate. Don't write within the double quotes or generate off, you don't write. Don't write like that. Only generate. Next, target is equal to args. Yeah. Args is equal to, for example, 10 comma. I am passing. What is that? Subthread creation or not? Subthread creation. Subthread creation. Tell me, mom. T1 dot start. That's all. That's all. When you say T1 dot start, it will be dispatched to this place and printing. If you are interested to print name of the thread, I say name of thread. Name of the thread. In which function? Which function? Generate function is equal to threading dot current underscore thread dot what? Name. Name. You execute it. See this now. See this now. Name of the thread in generate is thread 1. All these things are printed one by one like this. Are you following me? So one time sleeping and then printing the rest of them. If I reduce my time here, 0.5 if I write it, 0.50 if I write it, that is nothing but what? Half second, one number will come. Little faster compared to earlier. Lesser the time, more faster the execution is. You say that, you say 0.25, 0.25. And a 1/4 time of the second, the output is coming. Little faster than previous. Are you getting? Now, go to the place, leave it. I am leaving 1 point of time. Getting not. And what I am passing here, fixed value. Can I pass dynamic value? N I will write it. N. Here I will write N now. Int of input of enter how many numbers you want to generate. You want to generate. Now that n I am passing. That n I am passing. Execute it. See students, I say 5. 5 numbers are coming over there. Are you getting me? Right. If I say one more time, if I run it, -3 if I write it, which input it is? Invalid input. Well, students, you can write it, the same example. See students, without arcs also you can pass mark. See that. Here I am writing, don't write the n student here, don't write n. You write the same mechanism in this place. Where I am writing? Here I am writing. Are you following me? Here you are writing. Cut this and beginning you write it. And you are asking this type of input. Now you are saying little backslash n. You are under the function only. Right. That time I don't write what? Arcs I don't write. Why? It is not taking parameter now. That's why. 2 dot number generation example dot py. Okay, students. Coming to py. See students. Name of the thread is same only. Generate. Something like 10. You say that those numbers are coming after each and every second. Getting or not? So this is accepting inside. Getting from main program, inside accessing, all those techniques Understand, Uma? Right. This is by using which programming? Functional. Now I want to use based on what? Object-oriented programming. How to use it in OOPS? In AI level, OOPS is very important, mom. Please remember, get every AI level programming with OOPS. If anybody learning data science, ask the concerned people to explain AI applications with OOPS. Otherwise, there is no meaning of writing. You have to write with OOPS. Now, go to the another one. By using what? Object-oriented programming. Let me write the code. Same example, I'll simply copy. Go to the place, writing here. First see this. Go to the place, observe it. What I'm writing now? OOP, example1.py. What simply I am writing? Class, numbers. Numbers, I am writing this entire thing. One tab. I will write what now? Self. What is self? Sir, selfies are already there in the notes. Already there in the notes. Self is an implicit object. Contains a current object address. Self is the first positional parameter in the instance method. Self can be accessed in the corresponding instance body only, but not possible to access in other part of the program. Already explained. Everything is preserved in the notes. Judgment is there in the notes. If you read the judgment, you will win the case. Otherwise, out. Important. Done. Now come to the point back. Very, very easy. So generate function to be called by using what? Object. Which class object? Come on. Here, what I am doing? If you write like that, error will come. Just see, as it is you run this. As it is you run. See what I did. Number 1 step module. Number 2 class. Number 3 instance method. Number 4 what? Thread. And starting. Here I wrote normally. You run this. Answer students. Online students. See that. Generate is not defined. So where it is defined? Inside the class. You tell to PVM. Call the generate method with respect to what? Object. Create an object. NO is equal to what? Numbers. Numbers. You call it as what? NO dot. That's all. NO dot. Now you execute. Now you execute. What is this now? How many numbers? See, answer is coming. How do you do that? 4. What is the values are coming? 1, 2, 3, 4 values are coming. Following me? Getting students? So what I did? Creating the object. But how I am calling my method with respect to what? Object. One more way. See, multiple ways. Come to this way, students. Now I am taking Python here. Now I am saying NO is equal to what? A nameless object. You know that. Call it as what? NO is equal to what? Numbers of dot what? It is nothing but what creation? Object creation. Got it, huh? Tell me. So same to same. 2.py. 2.py. So execute it. So here, say 5. 5 values are coming. So Sri Lakshmi, not class name of no, ma'am. Class name no. Class name of. Off is there, off. That is an important. Same, instead of that, instead of this NO, in place of NO, I am writing what? Numbers of written. Are you following me? Right. Simple, students. Very, very easy. One more way. See how many ways are there to do this now? One more way if you want to get it. Suppose you want to pass the parameter. How to do the parameter? See one example with the parameter. With the parameter, how do you take it? See that now. Same, I am writing what here? Comma n I am writing. Don't write this now. Don't write this statement over there. You write here. You write here. Are you following me? Now you pass. NO only. What I will write it? Arcs is equal to what? N comma. N comma. That's all. Are you following? Now once you know coding, you can do anything. Once you know swimming, anything you can swim. Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea. If you don't know swimming, adjacent to whom one small lake is there. They're only falling down and garbage collector collect away. Once you know swimming well, anywhere else you can swim and you can win the game. So, come to the point of it. I'm going to say 3.py. 3.py. Come to the point back. Same to same. You can see this. I'll reduce my timing 0.25. See this example, students. 3.py. 3.py. Say some 10. It is going to give you the numbers like this. Are you following? Instead of that, last and final, you can say last and final. Why I am showing the same way? Because you get confident on writing the coding. You see this part, you are passing to what? N here. You are not passing here. What is this is called? Object creation. Object creation calls parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor. Do you know this? Okay. I will define what now? I don't write this N now. What I am writing now? DEF underscore init underscore self comma n. There you will write self dot n is equal to n. Here you are writing what next? Self dot n. How beautiful coding. These are all new, already you know now. Already we know. At least I know. You also know, but you did not study because you are busy now. Working in CMO office, PM office, international airports. Totally busy you are. I know that. So, self dot. That's all. Wherever entry you write self dot. Are you following? Good. Execute it. 4.py. 4.py. Constructor I am using now. Out of that, py. Enter the number here. Something like 15. All the values are coming like this. All the values are coming. See how many ways? So what is the number of ways here? You see, come to the steps here. Tell me number 1. Step number 2, students. Define a programmer defined class. Define a programmer defined class. Third step is what? Define an instance method. Instance method with what? Operational logic. With what logic? Operational logic. Step number 4. Create subthreads. Create subthreads. By targeting to what? By targeting the defined method of class. Defined method of class. Defined method of class. That is target is equal to object name dot method name. That is important. Okay. What is the step number 5? Step number 5, dispatch. That's all. Dispatch. Step number 5 is called dispatching. That's all. Only extra thing is we are defining a class and we are writing the operational logic. That is the main important thing. Are you getting? So this is comes under writing. So how we are doing it now? This is called one type of thread. One more you write down. Open the notes. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will accept a line of text. Which will accept a line of text. Which will accept a line of text. and then it will accept a line of text and then display those words. Display the words of the sentence of the line of text. Display the words of the line of text. Display the words of the given line of text after each and every second. 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 Did you understand? Easy. Not at all difficult. With the functional I can do. With object oriented I can do. Of course, by the time you have to get a knowledge, students, how to write it. Program for accepting a line of text and display the words. Display the words. Display the words. By using what? Threads. By using threads. Okay. Tell me, students. Import threading, comma time. Get words. So I'm writing there line is equal to input of enter a line of text. Line of text. You can accept the parameter also. You know now? Yes. Come on, what I will do? That line of text I need to go for what? Split. Split. I need to split or not? Do you know split? Yes. Words is equal to line dot what? Split off. So split off. Split means it is going to separate the space separated words. For, come on, word in words. Okay. Print off. I'm saying this. Dot what? Format of word. I say there time dot what? Sleep of, come on, 0.25. Let us make it speed. Okay, done. Finished. Come to main program. Main program. Tell me T1 is equal to threading dot thread of, yes, target is equal to, yes, get words. Get words. That's all. Any arcs to return? No. T1 dot what? Start. T1 dot start. That's all. Execute it. What is this now? Generate words functional example1 dot py. Out of that py, so I am writing Python is an OOP language. Python is an OOP language. Under Python one letter you want, you can do that also. Under Python one letter you want, you can do that also. How do you write it? You see, under this, you can say, I can write it for CH in where? Word. CH in word. Print of what I am doing? /t, dot format of what? CH. Time dot what I am taking? Sleep of 0.5. 0.5. For what? Characters. Words. 0.25. Execute it. See that now. Python is an object-oriented programming for Python is concerned. Ease is concerned. An is concerned. OOP is concerned. Lang is concerned. Like that. Are you following this? This is by using what? Functional. By using what you can say? Object-oriented. By using object-oriented. Just you know how to write it. Tell me. Class. Words. I say this, you adjust it. Say what ma here. Define. You say one thing. DEF underscore init of what? Self comma you say. Okay. In this you write it. Here you write self dot line is equal to enter a line of text. Self dot line dot split. And got words. Word in words. Format of word. CH in word and printed. Are you following me? So here I will write shortcut. Words of. Are you following me? Words of. When you say words of, where it will go? Constructor. It is not a class. It is an object. Object creation calls what? This will accept it. After that, it will call what? Get word. It will go to this. Getting or not? Simple, students. Just you see, I'll keep it. Okay, let it be. I'll keep it comment. Just observe the end of it. You observe it. I'll say just like this words. What will happen? Just to see. Execute it. Save this one. What I am writing? I will write like this. Just to see. I'll save it. Execute. Because of this, what is happening? Constructor is calling. Just to see. Execute it. Py. See. What is asking? Python is an object oriented. Because of words of constructor calling or not? Like that. I tested. Now you understand. Now because of that, what is calling? This one. After that, what is calling? Get words. These are all shortcut kind of things. Tell me, ma. Self dot. Okay. Function is required. Self is required. Okay, na? Self is compulsory. Now I will write it. Execute it. Enter a line of text. Python is an object-oriented programming. Same thing. Object-oriented example is that. So same words are going to come. Are you following? So any topic, any same coding. Oops. Only today I am using thread syntaxes I am using. Okay, now? Right. So this is related to what today? How to create a thread and how to execute. Tomorrow, first 20 minutes, I'll tell you how to create multiple threads. Multiple threads execution, what problem will occur? Deadlock will occur. How to eliminate the deadlock, I will tell you tomorrow class. That is the threading synchronization, I'll tell you. Lock class, I will explain tomorrow. Don't miss important. Saturday, that too. Important class. Don't miss it. Of course, you don't miss it. Daily you are coming. Since you are boys and girls, don't miss tomorrow class. Online students, important. Okay, now? I'll stop the class. Tomorrow, don't miss it. Online students, take care. All the best.